the world saw elegance, grace, and a timeless smile. But behind that beauty was a childhood shaped by war, hunger, and silent pain. Audrey Hepburn was born on 4th May 1929 in Belgium. Her early life didn't begin in luxury or fame. It began in uncertainty. When World War II broke out, Audrey and her family were living in the Netherlands, right in the middle of danger. As a young girl, she witnessed things no child should ever see. There were days when food was almost impossible to find. She suffered from severe malnutrition, surviving on very little, often feeling weak and exhausted. The fear of war, the constant tension, the loss around her, it all left a deep mark on her. But even in those dark times, Audrey held on to something small: hope. She trained in ballet during those years, even performing secretly to raise money for the resistance. It wasn't about fame. It was about survival, about doing something meaningful when everything felt broken. After the war ended, life didn't magically become easy. Audrey was still struggling, still finding her place in a world that had taken so much from her. She moved to London and continued pursuing dance. But her health issues from the war made it difficult to reach the level she dreamed of. And that's when life shifted. She turned toward acting. At first, it was small roles. Nothing major, nothing certain. But there was something about her. A natural elegance, a quiet emotion, a presence that didn't need to be loud to be powerful. Then came Roman Holiday. Overnight, Audrey Hepburn became a global star. Her performance won her an Academy Award, and the world fell in love with her charm, her simplicity, her authenticity. She didn't feel like a distant celebrity. She felt real. Films like Breakfast at Tiffany's made her an icon. The black dress, the pearls, the graceful style. It all became timeless. But Audrey Hepburn was never just about fashion or beauty. She was about feeling. She brought a softness to her roles, a vulnerability that made people connect deeply. But behind that gentle presence, there were still struggles. Audrey faced challenges in her personal life, especially in her relationships. She longed for stability, for a sense of home and peace that she had missed in her childhood. She went through heartbreak, disappointment, and emotional ups and downs that the world didn't always see. And yet, she never lost her kindness. As she grew older, Audrey made a powerful decision. She stepped away from the spotlight. At the peak of fame, when she could have continued dominating Hollywood, she chose something different, something more meaningful. She became a humanitarian. Working with UNICEF, Audrey Hepburn traveled to some of the poorest parts of the world. She helped children suffering from hunger, disease, and war. The very struggles she had once faced herself. This wasn't charity for attention. This was personal. She knew what it felt like to be that child. And she wanted to give back. Her work changed lives. She used her voice, her influence, and her heart to bring attention to people who were often forgotten. In those moments, she wasn't a movie star. She was a human being making a difference. In her later years, Audrey faced illness once again. She was diagnosed with cancer, and despite treatment, her health declined. On January 1993, Audrey Hepburn passed away at the age of 63. The world didn't just lose an actress. It lost a symbol of grace, kindness, and quiet strength. Her story isn't just about fame. It's about survival. About rising from the darkness of war to become a light for millions. About choosing kindness in a world that often isn't kind. And maybe that's why Audrey Hepburn still feels different, even today. Because some people don't just leave behind a legacy. They leave behind a feeling. a reminder that true beauty isn't just what you see on the outside, it's what you give to the world.